Right, look, I think how do you say his name? How do you pronounce his name properly?
Jared Leto.
I think Jared Leto is a good actor. I saw him in Dallas Buyers Club, sold me, okay, great. He played, like a transvestite prostitute, basically. It was very impressive, and I thought we have a great actor on our hands, and then he played the Joker, and that ended the streak. And that also ended, and he also did a few other things. You saw him in interviews, weirdly flirting with reporters and generally behaving a little bit out of line here and there. You might remember the things that he did to his co-workers when they were shooting, I think, Suicide Squad or whatever. And he was method acting the Joker, so I don't know what exactly, like he put condoms or something, used condoms. It was disgusting stuff. So he's known to be a little bit eccentric, okay, a little bit out there. And in my mind, when I see him in interviews, also, he's known to flirt with girls. Also keep in mind that Jared Leto's recent movie Morbius was the first movie in history that flopped twice at the box office, at least as far as I'm aware. And if you think about the stupidity of that story, actually, they brought the movie out, it bombed at the box office, then they thought, wait a second, people are memeing about it, okay? People are having a great time with the film. It is now associated with positive emotions. We should put the movie back into cinemas, and I tell you, it's gonna do well. Well, it bombed for a second time. Okay. So that's just a little bit of backstory on Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
But that's not the reason why I want to do this video, okay? All that stuff, he's a weird guy, okay? He's a weird, eccentric guy, obviously. But that wouldn't be enough for me to make a video. What was enough was this tweet, which is from his band, and it said, yes, this is a cult. Hashtag Mars Island. Okay, this is already a few years ago. This was Mars Island 2019, and actually there are videos with things later on in Mars Island 2020 and so on. They didn't really allow filming that much, so all the footage we get is from Mars Island 2019. Now, what is it? Just a little bit of an overall background. It is basically like a huge marketing stunt for his band, okay? They invite kids who have to pay horrendous sums of money. Actually, the cheapest price starts at $995, and that doesn't include the journey, as far as I'm aware, to the island. And it goes all the way up to $6,499, which is the VIP package, and you meet Jared and all that. But you spend this weekend on this island, and this is how Jared presents himself, right? It has like kind of a weird aesthetic, right? A few people were pointing out that it is reminiscent of something else. What is it? What is it again? Right. It's a cult. And I was the same. And I saw this kind of stuff, and he's tweeting it himself, right? The band tweeted this image, right? And let's look at this image, and what do we notice? It might just be this shot, right? That there are 98% girls in this audience. Let's take a look at another shot. It's mostly girls. There's a guy. Okay, I spotted a guy. I also spotted one or two in the other picture, so I'm not saying there are no guys at this thing, but it feels like the main audience you see in these videos are young, gullible girls, okay, that love Jared Leto, that think it's amazing to be on an island with this guy. And to an extent, it just feels like he's just exploiting that by taking these incredibly high entrance prices. I mean, sure, it's a fairly exclusive experience. You get a concert of the band and all that. And what do people do there? Okay, they sit around, they close their eyes together. As you can see, Jared sits there. He's a bit elevated, right? Note that he has to sit elevated. Same as when he's walking, right? When he's walking with his sheep, with his followers. He's walking elevated on a little wall, and people follow him. They follow him around. It's fucking creepy, man. It's the creepiest thing I've ever seen. What the hell is going on? No, we don't do that, okay? So a lot of people scream, cult, it's a cult. Now, I want to investigate in this video, okay? I want to take a look whether that is justified or whether that is like a wild exaggeration. So the whole thing is, I think it's always just 3 days. It always grew in popularity. This is like a little vlog that someone did who was there in 2019. It is basically an overpriced adult summer camp for 3 days. Okay, that's what it is. Because you pay all that money. You get a free concert of the band. So if you're a hardcore fan, that's quite cool, right? It's a remote island. You get an exclusive concert. But you do things like this, right? Do you see this? Like, you do like painting classes, sub painting. We did painting classes. And what do you notice? Like, these are the cheapest easels that you can buy on eBay. Okay, this is the cheapest paint probably you can get. And everything in this video just screams budget, right? The structure's built from pallets. Some people compared it to Fyre Festival, right? Which was this festival that failed. If you have no idea what it is, then please go check it out yourselves. Incredible story, Fyre Festival. It's by no means as bad as Fyre Festival, because that couldn't even deliver, you know, any shelter for the people, and it was just a complete disaster. But I mean, check this out here, right? We have Jared Leto. How much does he make on a movie? How many millions does he get to play the Joker or something, right? He's a wealthy, multi-millionaire movie star. And I mean, look what he does for his fans. Like, everything is on a budget. Everything screams budget that I see here. Fair enough, this was 2019, so maybe the other years have been slightly better. But I wanted to know more. And luckily, someone on the Out of the Loop subreddit asked the question, what's up with Jared Leto's cult and criminal behavior? Let's read the answer, because this is a great subreddit. If you want to get like clarification on something, people in the subreddit will always pay attention to giving you like an objective summary of what's going on without being too biased. So down here is the answer. Every year, Jared Leto's band called 30 Seconds to Mars hold a small camp festival. You pay for a ticket to stay at the camp for a weekend with the band hosting it. A lot of fans had so much fun that word to mouth every year it started to grow in ticket sales. And every year it started to become more lavish. This year they're holding the festival in Croatia. With the link to the website, if you go to the website, all you get is a little password box, right? I mean, sure, you're open for everyone. We're not a cult. We're not like a closed community that doesn't like it that people portray it as cult. No. We are open to everyone. But if you want to know anything about us, our site is password protected. I'm sorry, nobody gets in here. Oh, and here's the pop-up that I can now get 10% off for my first order from the Mars store. So yeah, I think this is something you always have to keep in mind. In the end, ultimately, this is a huge marketing stunt for his band, okay? That's what it is. As opposed to when it first started, it was held at a campsite. The photo you see in that tweet is of last year's music festival. And that's referring to this tweet, by the way, that we were talking about earlier. This was posted on the band's own Instagram. It's not a leaked photo. They called it a cult as a joke, but some people unfortunately took it seriously. As for the criminal behavior, there are rumors that Jared sleeps with his fans and is aggressive during intercourse. Some call him a P, the P word. Oh my God, you gotta read it yourself. However, a lot of users and journalists have gone searching proof for those claims, and there's no concrete evidence. It's just hearsay, at least for now. And that is the highest upvoting. And okay, that's a fair judgment, right? It is hearsay. There's also this piece on Distractify about the festival, who did great research. And they're kind of breaking down what's going on at the festival itself. So you can relax and restore with yoga amongst the trees, take a dip in the pool, catch a midnight screening or gaze at the stars, and catch 2 intimate performances with 30 Seconds to Mars. Please note that none of these activities cost the band any cent, okay? This is completely based on a budget of $0, okay? Because we want this thing to be profitable, okay? That's why we're all here. What do you mean? What do you mean it's like a cool experience with the band? Dude, bank. We're making bank, bruh. So this article obviously very much leans towards the cult description of these activities. So they're saying the cult's followers are referred to as the Echelon. In a promotional video, we learn that the Echelon is belief, hope, emotions, understanding, music, support, world unification, love, shouts, communication, freedom, happiness, tears, dreams. It is the family. The video shows devoted fans with actual Echelon tattoos. Members of the Echelon also use the uniting hashtag #YouWouldn't Great. I have to check this out. So yes, the hashtag actually exists. You wouldn't understand, but it's mostly like creepy Jared Leto fans. Jared Leto? I forgot how to pronounce his name already.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto. That's pretty good, actually. I don't want to sound selfish, but I miss such pics of you, Jared Leto. So here's another attempt to break the fourth wall. Make it look more cultish. I want everyone to really lose their shit this time. Possibly the thoughts from Jared at this moment. And you see this whole approach of irony also in the tweet from the band itself, right? Where they're like, yes, this is a cult. Obviously, it's an attempt of shining like an ironic light on the whole thing and marginalizing it and being like, it's not that, it's just, yeah, of course we're a cult, you guys. But the truth about these kind of dynamics, right, in these kinds of groups is whether it's like the Jonestown thing, or there are so many other examples of like cult-like behavior that then suddenly escalates. I'm not saying that that's what's happening here. Keep in mind, it's a festival that runs for 3 days, like once a year somewhere on an island. But there's always this risk of these kinds of things escalating and becoming more to some people than they were originally intended to be, if that makes sense, and they grow into something else, right? They nearly transform and nobody notices, and then they become very scary very quickly. That's also the point where some people then are too late to leave those cults, right? And then they are forced to drink the Kool-Aid. And it's like, no, hold on. Can I still go? And then it's too late. Because look at the definition of a cult. A cult is a group or movement held together by a shared commitment to a charismatic leader or ideology. It has a belief system that has the answers to all of life's questions, offers special solution to be gained only by following the leader's rule. Now, obviously, the charismatic leader is in place. There's no doubt about that. And looking at what we just read on Distractify here, where they say they're called Echelon, and they learn that like about belief and hope and emotions, understanding, world unification, love, just it's like that is already like the early stage. So you can say, no, man, it's just for the festival, bro. We're just trying to unite and be better people, you know. But these are exactly these keystones you don't want to put in place when you're holding a festival like that around the popularity of a person, right? It's a person cult. It is about Jared Leto. That's what it is. If Jared would not be there, this festival would not happen. Let's put it this way, okay? So in terms of the definition, the commitment to the charismatic leader is there, and then also the ideology that seems to answer life's questions and offer special solutions. Like these kind of things are there as well. But I guess one question that everyone asks themselves when hearing these kind of stories is because part of a cult is also that there is kind of a sexual openness towards the leader in regards to the followers. Okay, so, all right, look, all I can say, obviously I have no evidence, I wasn't there, I have no idea what's going on at these festivals. But I do know that every time I see Jared Leto in an interview, he's flirty with the girl that interviews him. Okay, every time. Also, think about this. What kind of a person do you need to be in order to stage yourself like this? Right, you wear the white robe and you're sitting elevated, right? You're sitting higher than everybody else. Everyone has to listen to you. Also, you're walking with your sheep. You're walking with the followers. Well, they shall follow you as you walk slightly higher than them. You walk elevated on a wall so they can follow you easier. And think about what kind of a person you have to be to have this kind of thinking. Even if it's just a joke, even if it's just some kind of out there fourth wall, it's all just a joke kind of attitude. It's still creepy as hell, bro. It is creepy. And looking at these demographics and considering what a flirt he is and how horny all these girls are when it comes to Jared Leto, I just cannot imagine. I mean, he's an eccentric guy. I just cannot imagine that guy is like, no, not a single fan. I will not touch a single fan during this festival. Yes, they are running into my door. Okay, I have to hire people to keep the door shut, to push the fans out of his door because they just want nothing else. They're getting into bed with Jared Leto and he's like, no, we're not doing it. That would be wrong. Come on, bro. Come on. Okay. I'm not saying this is a well-organized mass grooming event. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm sure some stuff is happening behind the scenes at these festivals. Is it a cult? Yeah, it has some creepy characteristics of a cult-like movement, yes. It's just 3 days in the year. I don't know. Should we keep an eye on it? Yes, we definitely should. Are they already locking down their website so nobody can check it out? Yes, they are. Is there no footage available from the last 2-3 years festivals? Also yes. So, I don't know, man. It is definitely a cult, by definition. But I'm sure all these teenagers will have a great time until they have to drink the Jared Leto Kool-Aid. Let's move on, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, this is all just my opinion, okay? Just my interpretation of what's going on here. I have no evidence of Jared Leto doing anything with any fans at any place. This is just my reading of what may be going on. And if you enjoyed it, then I would appreciate you smashing the like button. Even there are cars in the background, because it is unbearably hot here in London, and without the window open, I would probably be dead by now. You can also subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. And to see you in another video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below on the story. Do you think there's anything to this? Do you think Jared Leto is a creep? Or do you think it's all just exaggerated and he's a lovely guy and these people are just having a great time? Why can't we not just have a festival? It's just unfair. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. I will read them and I'm curious to hear what you have to say. Thanks for watching. I see you in another one. Take care of yourselves. And I'm out. Bye.